Hi girls, so in this video I start from where I left off in my last video. This is the question. It says that there is a river 800-meter wide and a swimmer who can swim in still water with a speed of 10 km per hour. He wishes to cross this river straight and the speed of the river is given as 5 km per hour. So let's take the river to be 800-meter wide. So the swimmer can cross this river at the speed of 10 km per hour. So tell me, if the water is flowing, suppose the water is flowing in this direction and the swimmer starts or strikes out in this direction, perpendicular to the flow of water, would he be able to cross the river straight in that case?
No, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am.
And in case he strikes out like this, will he be able to cross out
Yes, ma'am. No.
reach the opposite bank? No, he won't be able to reach the opposite bank. In a sense, he won't be reach out at the exactly opposite point. He would reach the next bank, but not exactly opposite to the position he started from. Okay, so if he wants to cross the river straight, he cannot strike out along direction 1, he cannot strike out along direction 2. The only option then left is striking out like this, option 3. Okay, so these two are out. Understood why these two are out?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in this case, let's say the velocity of river is given as 5 km per hour. Okay, so he strikes out. Let this be the velocity of swimmer, and the velocity of river is this. Velocity of river is given as 5 km per hour. Fine. Now, what
Yes,
do they
ma'am.
want to find? So they want us to find this angle. Along what direction he must strike out. So this angle we can easily find. Right? We can find out this angle along which he should strike out. So what will be this angle? बताइए बेटा, use trigo.
Ma'am, 30.
So if I want to
5
find out
kilometer upon 800
what?
Tan theta will be 5 kilometer per hour upon 800 meters, right?
Okay, keep this thing in mind. This is speed. You cannot mix up
Ma'am,
speed and distance. Okay, if you're using distance, use both the distances. But the other distance we already
tan
in that tan theta
will be equal to, I guess, no,
I
ma'am,
think it
not
makes
tan theta. We will not take tan theta. We will take sine theta. Sine theta
Yes.
will be the velocity of the swimmer. Velocity of the river upon velocity of the swimmer, which will be 5 upon 10, 1 by 2. 30 degree.
Yes. So tell me, why don't we make? Why doesn't it make sense to find out tan theta here?
Ma'am, we don't know the perpendicular. Perpendicular.
Yes. So based up, because we don't know the perpendicular distance. Wait. We don't know the base. We don't know the base. That's why we will not take tan theta. Okay? Tan theta would be perpendicular upon base. So we get our angle as 30 degrees. Okay? Sine inverse of half, that is theta, comes out to be 30 degree. Now will this theta be the answer? This is the angle which he is making with the perpendicular. So he needs to strike at this angle. Let's call this angle alpha. So 90 plus theta. So he needs to strike at an angle of 120 degree basically.
120.
Okay. Now the next part that they are asking is what should be his resultant velocity. So to find, now this is like really simple. You can already see triangle law. Can you see triangle law in action here? Velocity of swimmer and velocity of river. They will superimpose upon each other to give you his net velocity.
Ma'am, it will write the formula like under root a square plus b square plus 2ab sin cos theta.
We can take, बेटा इधर तो सिंपल ट्रिको से हो जाएगा ना. आप देखिए, we have vs square equals to vr square plus v net square. So net velocity comes out to be vs square minus vr square. You can use the formula, no issues with that. You can always use the formula, that is not a problem, because आपने थीटा निकाल ही लिया है. Understood? This is simple trigonometry we have used. Hypotenuse square will be equal to perpendicular square plus base square. So बस इसमें ये ध्यान रखना है, hypotenuse is our velocity of the swimmer, not the net velocity. ठीक है, so net velocity would be velocity of swimmer square of that minus velocity of river square of that. Got it? Now last part, how much time would he take? So time is distance upon speed. Distance is 800 meter and speed जो भी हमारी इधर से v net square आएगी, v net comes out to be what? Under root of vs.
5 √3 kilometer per second.
5 root. Have you converted to because this answer was in kilometer per hour. We were using velocity of
per hour.
So basically ये जो भी आपका आंसर आएगा vs square minus vr square, this will come out to be in kilometer per hour. Now this distance is given in meters. So to get the time, please convert the speed, whichever net speed comes out, to meter per second. Don't forget. Multiply by 5 upon 18.
Either we can divided by 1000, 800 meter can be calculated in kilometer.
Yes, that is totally fine. It's much easier.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you'll get the answer in hours. So let's do next question. A boatman can row with a speed of 10 km per hour in still water. If the river flows steadily at 5 km per hour, in which direction should the boatman row in order to reach a point on the other bank directly opposite to the point from where he started? The width of the river is 2 kilometers. So this is our river. The width of the river is 2 kilometers. The boatman could have crossed it with a speed of 10 km per hour. But due to the river, so this would be his strikeout direction. See, this would be the strikeout direction in case he wants to reach a point directly opposite to the point from where he is starting. ठीक है, ये आपको ध्यान में रख के चलना है. ये जो क्वेश्चन हम कर रहे हैं इन सब में they have particularly asked, they have given us a situation कि he wants to reach a point exactly opposite to the directly opposite to the point from where he started. That's why he is striking out at an angle with the horizontal. अगर वो इधर से सीधा चलता है तो ultimately he will reach somewhere here, but he wants to reach somewhere directly opposite. That's why he is striking out with certain angle to the vertical. ठीक है, so 10 km per hour दे रखा है. The river again flows steadily at 5 km per hour. In which direction should the boatman row in order to reach a point? Now this is almost similar. almost similar. I hope you got the gist. How will we do it? How do we find the angle?
Find the direction
We
by
find
the
the
formula. Direction by the formula you gave, like tan inverse.
you want to use this formula, tan alpha is equal to a sin theta upon b plus a cos theta. Beta, these will give you the right result, but here we actually need that much information? Do we need to go in here? First of all, we don't know the angle between the two vectors. Do we know that? We don't know that. This alpha is the angle of resultant with vector A. Okay, this is angle of resultant. So directly here we cannot use this formula. फिर अगर ये use करना है तो आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा थीटा कितना है, पहले थीटा निकालोगे. तो instead of going into all that, इस केस में it makes much more sense to directly use trigonometry.
Ma'am,
आपको ये
is
two
the angle 30 degree?
Yes.
yes, the answer is 30 degree.
Yes.
The answer is 30 degree. So इसमें directly try and use this concept कि आपको ये आपको पता है, hypotenuse पता है, you know the perpendicular distance, this is 5. So knowing this, you can find out this angle sin theta.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So theta comes out to be 30 degree.
Degree.
This is more or less similar to the one we have already done. ठीक है? So I've tried to give you as much division as possible, but do try out certain more numericals on the same. Fine. This was all about how do we, in all these questions, we were mainly looking at the resultant of a vector. कि जब दो vectors superimpose हुए, उनका vector addition हुआ, तो what was the resultant vector? Now we come to today we come to the topic of resolution of a vector. अब resolution का मतलब क्या होता है? Resolution of a vector means कि we are splitting a single vector into two vectors or two or more vectors. Fine. So suppose I give you three vectors. This is vector A and this is vector B. Fine. Now I ask you and I give you a third vector, which is R vector. I want you to tell me all these three vectors are coplanar, means they are lying in the same plane. If I ask you, tell me the effect of this vector R along vector A and B. Because we can see that vector R, the direction is totally different from direction of A and direction of B. But if I want to see the effect of this vector R along the directions of A and B, then what do I need to do? Then I will split this vector, the R vector, I will split it into two vectors, one along vector A and the other along vector B. So I can write this R vector as lambda times A plus mu times B. So what I've done is I have resolved a vector, or I have split a single vector into two vectors. So these vectors lambda A and mu B will then be called as components of vector R. Okay, basically you can understand that component of a vector in any direction, it tells you the effect of this vector, this R vector, along the direction of A vector or along the direction of B vector. So we are just remember we are splitting a single vector into multiple vectors. हम देख रहे हैं कि r वेक्टर का अगर हम रिजॉल्व कर रहे हैं तो हम देख रहे हैं उसका इफेक्ट a की डायरेक्शन में कितना है और b की डायरेक्शन में कितना है, बिकॉज वी कैन इजीली सी कि r is not total neither in the direction of a nor in the direction of b. Fine. So if I have to represent it graphically, I can represent it like this. So this is my vector r. So now what this was my vector a and this was my vector b. So what I've done is I have resolved vector r into two vectors like this, lambda times a and mu times b. So these and these, these two, these are called as component of the vector क्योंकि हमने एक single vector को split कर दिया. So this is giving me the effect of vector r along the direction of vector a or the effect of vector r along the direction of vector d. Understood what is resolution of a vector? Basically you can understand it also as reverse of what we were doing in रिजल्टेंट ऑफ अ वेक्टर. रिजल्टेंट वेक्टर में हम देख रहे थे जब दो या दो से ज्यादा लग रहे थे किसी ऑब्जेक्ट पे फोर्सेस, तो उनका हम नेट इफेक्ट देख रहे थे कि इन केस you wanted to replace them with a single vector. Here it's a single vector which we are splitting into multiple vectors. Clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we come on to the uniqueness of resolution. Basically uniqueness means ऐसा नहीं है कि एक vector r को along the direction of a and along the direction of b I can resolve in n number of ways. There is only one way in which we will be able to resolve a given vector along two other vectors. ठीक है, अगर मैं a vector r को resolve कर रही हूँ along the direction of a and b, then I can do so only in one way. ऐसे multiple ways नहीं होंगे. आप कुछ भी कर लो, answer would always come out to be the same two components. ठीक है, unless obviously unless I change the two vectors into which we are resolving. अब मैं a और b ना लेकर suppose I take c and d. अगर मैं a और b अगर मैंने वेक्टर ही चेंज कर दिया तो ऑब्वियसली नाउ r वुड बी lambda prime times c and mu prime times d. So now obviously these are because these are two other vectors c and d. But if I'm going to split it into two given vectors, it can always be done only in a unique manner. ठीक है? Then we come on. हाँ जी.
Ma'am, but why are we referring those vectors with lambda and mu?
बेटा देखो लैम्डा टाइम्स a, बिकॉज अगर हम वेक्टर a ले रहे हैं, ठीक है, और वेक्टर b ले रहे हैं, तो अगर हमें इनसे रिजल्टेंट बनाना है r, तो ऐसा तो जरूरी नहीं है ना कि a और b को मैं सिंपल एड अप करूंगी तो हमेशा रिजल्टेंट आ जाएगा. क्या पता मुझे a को हाफ करना पड़े और b को 1/4 करना पड़े to get that resultant. ठीक है, so I am multiplying these vectors a and b with certain quantities. Lambda here is half and mu here is 1/4. क्योंकि obvious सी बात है, simple addition at all times is not going to give you the answer. Yeah. You will have to use a scalar. You have to multiply that vector with a scalar to get the desired resultant.
So ma'am, can we use other symbols to like represent them?
Yeah, it's not necessary to write a lambda or mu. I can simply have written a times a or b times b.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, actually a confusing हो जाता है. That's why I've used the notation of lambda and mu. Okay. So then we come on to orthogonal triad of unit vectors. Now, if you remember, I told you when we were studying those terms associated with vectors, what is a unit vector? If I'm talking about a vector A, it will have some magnitude associated with it and a direction associated with it. Okay? This is the unit vector in direction of A. So for any given vector, if I want to find its unit vector, it is given by the vector itself divided by the magnitude of the vector. So this is basically a basic unit vector. It is giving me what? It is giving me only direction of the vector. So orthogonal triad of unit vectors when we are talking about. So we have chosen three basic unit vectors along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Okay, suppose this is my x, y and z axis. So this is x-axis, y and z-axis. So a unit vector along the x-axis, I'm calling it I hat. A unit vector along y-axis, I call it j hat. And a unit vector along k-axis, I call it k hat. So if somebody asks you what is going to be their length, it's a unit vector. A unit vector has unit magnitude. So it is only going to depict the direction. So when I say I hat, I don't have to tell anyone in which direction it is. I hat means a unit vector along the x-axis. So if I represent vector A as 5j hat, then you know where is the vector? It is along this y-axis. Okay? If I have a vector here, somewhere here, let's call this vector A. It has 5 units here and 5 units here. In this case, I can write A vector as 5 I hat plus 5 j hat. Means you have to go 5 units along the x direction, 5 units along the y direction, and you will get your vector. So understood why are we taking orthogonal triad of unit vectors? Basically, these help us to give a clear-cut picture of a vector. It helps us tell the vector or attach you can actually, when I'm writing vector as 5i hat plus 5j hat, so I've used my unit vectors along I and along x and y axis. So it gives me a clear, a nice way of representing my vector. So this orthogonal triad, orthogonal means perpendicular to each other. So we can see this I, j and k. All these three vectors, they are unit vectors and they are perpendicular to each other. They are 3 in number. That's why orthogonal triad of unit vectors. Fine. Then we come on to rectangular components. तो अभी तक हमने देखा कि we were resolving this vector r into any random vectors a and b. Okay, I was resolving this vector r into any other random vectors a and b. But if I fix these two vectors, if I fix the direction of these two vectors as one along the x-axis, so if I resolve this vector r into two mutually perpendicular axes, if I resolve this vector r along two mutually perpendicular axes, then these are called as rectangular components of a vector. So this is my vector r. Suppose it makes angle theta with the x-axis. So if I see what is the component of vector r along the x-axis, can you tell me? Hanji, what is, can you
Cos
tell me?
theta.
So if we go by general figure, so this is O, let's call this P, let's call this Q. So OP is my vector, represent my vector's x component. Okay, so I can say that this is x component of the vector. So this is, I can see it is r cos theta. And if I look at OQ, OQ
R
represents y component of the r vector. So that is r sine theta. So rectangular component is when I am splitting the given vector along two mutually perpendicular axes. Then the components are called as rectangular components. Please understand this कि हम किसी भी कोप्लेनर वेक्टर्स की टर्म्स में एक गिवन वेक्टर को स्प्लिट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, किन्हीं भी दो, जैसे कि हमने अभी लास्ट स्लाइड्स में देखा कि किसी भी रैंडम दो ए और बी की डायरेक्शन में हम स्प्लिट कर पा रहे थे अपने वेक्टर को. ठीक है, बट इफ आई फिक्स दैट नहीं, हम किसी भी रैंडम डायरेक्शन में नहीं कर रहे, वी आर स्प्लिटिंग इट इनटू टू परपेंडिकुलर डायरेक्शंस. In that case, they are called as unit vectors or rectangular components of a vector. ठीक है, so I've got my x component, I've got my y component. Now this is, we are going to be using it very often. So clear with this or not? What are the components? What are the rectangular components of a vector?
Can you explain it once again?
Okay, so basically आप इसको इस तरह से कर सकते हैं. Let's call it rx, let's call this ry. So अगर हमें वेक्टर r को लिखना है, ठीक है, I can write it as vector r as x component along the x-axis plus y component along the y-axis. ठीक है, rx की वैल्यू कहाँ से आ रही है? rx is r cos theta. ry की वैल्यू कहाँ से आ रही है? ry is r sin theta. बेसिकली हमने क्या किया, हमारे पास एक सिंगल वेक्टर था. सपोज कंसिडर दिस इज माय वेक्टर r. नाउ आई वांट टू फाइंड आउट कि इस वेक्टर का अब ये पूरा सपोज 100 न्यूटन ऑफ फोर्स लगाया हमने. ठीक है, अब क्या ये पूरा का पूरा 100 न्यूटन फोर्स x डायरेक्शन में काम करेगा? ये बताइए, अब ये पूरा 100 न्यूटन फोर्स क्या x डायरेक्शन में काम करेगा? You are applying this force at some angle with the x axis. ठीक है, सपोज ये आपके पास एक बॉक्स है, एक बच्चा एक टॉय कार को ऐसे लेकर चल रहा है. ठीक है, he is applying a force of 100 न्यूटन. अब अगर मैं कहूँ कि what is the distance, force applied is this and mass of the car is 1 kg. So tell me what will be the acceleration of this toy. तो क्या आप ऐसे ले सकते हो force is mass into acceleration और फिर आप कर दो 100 न्यूटन divided by 1 kg? Would that give you a correct answer? क्योंकि हमें पता है ये पूरा 100 न्यूटन फोर्स इधर नहीं लग पा रहा. इसको हम रिजॉल्व करेंगे. There would be some component which will go along the y-axis, some component which will be resolved along the x-axis. So the component along the x-axis would be the one which is responsible for producing acceleration of the toy car. Y component तो बस क्या करेगा, उसके weight को manage कर देगा, ठीक है. So the x component will be the one which is responsible for producing acceleration. तो अब हमें वो x component कितना है पता करना है कि ये कितना था. तो हम क्या करेंगे, सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट है. We will use this concept. Complete the parallelogram, ठीक है, और complete the rectangle से. Now we know the length of this triangle is 100 Newton. हमें ये थीटा पता है कि किस एंगल पे फोर्स लग रहा था. Knowing this, can we not calculate this OX? OX फाइंड कर सकते हैं.
100 cos theta.
100 cos थीटा. तो इट मींस x डायरेक्शन में कितना फोर्स लगा, x डायरेक्शन में सिर्फ 100 cos थीटा फोर्स लगा, पूरा 100 न्यूटन नहीं लगा, ठीक है. सो वी विल से ओनली दिस मच कंपोनेंट ऑफ द फोर्स एक्टिंग अलोंग द x एक्सिस, ठीक है. अब क्लियर हुआ कि नहीं?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके. सो अब हमें ये पता चल गया है कि व्हेन वी आर राइटिंग अ वेक्टर a, so अभी हमें पता चल गया है, if I am writing this vector, let's call this vector as a, ठीक है. तो I can resolve this vector into its two components. One would be along the x axis, one would be along the y axis. Okay. So let's call this theta. So x component would be, what will be the x component? It would be ax I hat, y along the y direction it would be ay j hat. Ax is, this is my vector a, so ax is a cos theta and ay is a
A sin
sin
theta.
ठीक है. तो हम इसे क्या लिख सकते हैं, तो वेक्टर a basically is a combination of these two vector, one along the y axis, one along the x axis. So I can write it as vector a is ax plus, अब हम वेक्टर एडिशन करते हैं, तो वेक्टर एडिशन हमें क्या कहते हैं, ax स्क्वायर प्लस ay स्क्वायर प्लस 2ax ay cos theta. What is cos theta?
Ma'am, 90 degree.
Sorry, cos 90. What is cos 90?
Ma'am,
Zero.
Zero.
This becomes ax square plus ay square. ठीक है. So the magnitude of this vector becomes under root ax square plus ay square. Now if I want to find out the direction can be given as, what would be tan theta? Tan theta from here would be perpendicular upon base. So perpendicular is your ay component and base is your x component. So ay upon ax. ठीक है. So this is a vector a in terms of its components. ठीक है. ये सारा representation we will be using again and again. So you have to be clear with these basics. कि बाद में हम सिर्फ we will use this only as a simple part of the question. So I will not highlight it again and again. So if you have any queries, please ask now. What is a component? What are rectangular components? हाँ जी बेटा, rectangular components क्या होते हैं? एक किसी भी वेक्टर को मैं I can split it into any number of vectors. ठीक है. It can be along this vector and this vector. I can split this vector in along this vector and this vector. ठीक है, तो जब मैंने वो दो vectors along which I'm splitting them, if I fix the direction that no, I'm not splitting them in any random direction, I'm splitting them into two perpendicular, mutually perpendicular direction, one along the x-axis and one along the y-axis. Then that particular case, we call it as rectangular components. ठीक है, so ये याद रखिएगा whenever we are looking at rectangular components. If we are talking about rectangular components, so whichever component is along the direction with which theta is being made, the angle is being made. So this angle would be given to you, the angle which your vector is making with the x-axis. So whichever vector will be along the angle, that component would be always a cos theta and the other component becomes a sin theta. ठीक है, अभी तक हम 2 dimensions की बात कर रहे थे. We can also look at it in 3 dimensions. So look at this vector OP. This OP vector is now, it is drawn in space. So it has 3 dimensions. So now this will be resolved along 3 axes, 3 mutually perpendicular axes. So I am resolving into AX, AY and AZ. So this time my vector is AX plus AY plus AZ. ठीक है, this is when we are talking about a 3-dimensional vector. So now let us apply triangle law in each case. So look at OP. OP is equal to OT plus TP. So I'm talking about this triangle, this one. Wait, let me change the color. So I'm talking about this triangle. It is not changing the color. This one. In this triangle, when we are applying the triangle law of vectors, I get OP as OT plus TP. ठीक है? Now apply the parallelogram law. ठीक है? OT is also equal to, this is OT. Look at the base of this triangle. Look at the base, this portion.
OR plus
Now,
O.
OT is addition of what? OR plus
OQ.
OQ. Okay. So here in terms of, in place of OT in expression 1, I can write OR and OQ. So I get OP as OR plus OQ plus TP. ठीक है, but हमारा TP क्या है? TP is nothing but our OS vector. This is TP and this is OS. This one. TP or OS. Think of a cuboid in 3 dimensions. So TP and OS is one and the same. That is the Y component. So इस TP की जगह मैं क्या लिख सकती हूँ? OR plus OQ plus OS. ठीक है? So this is what I've got. That my vector A is nothing but AX plus AY plus AZ. This is along the, I can read, this is in terms of vector. इसको हम लिख सकते हैं AX I hat, AY J hat, AZ K hat. ठीक है, अगर AX, AY, AZ के वो देखने हैं तो we can use alpha, beta and gamma. Alpha is the angle which vector A is making with the x-axis. Beta is the angle which vector A is making with y-axis. And gamma is the angle which angle vector A is making with the z axis. So angle, if I have to look at A, would AX would be A cos alpha, AY would be A cos beta, and AZ would be A cos gamma. So we can put these value here. AX की जगह I can put A cos alpha, AY की जगह I can put A cos beta, and AZ की जगह I can put A cos gamma. This would basically give me that vector A is AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. This is the magnitude of vector A in terms of its components. Okay, so we know how to get the magnitude of a vector in terms of the components of the vector.